Hello, everybody. The withdrawal of our Western troops from Afghanistan has resulted in a major humanitarian crisis, as you know. I wanted to talk about how that can be exploited, how our elites don't really like to go crisis to waste. Um, I'm not going to speculate whether this crisis is produced intentional. I just want to say that over the past years, we had a lot of crises, and there are too many for my taste. And I think there had been a mixture in the past of intentional crises, of pseudo crises that were just whipped up, where the fear was just whipped up, and real crisis. And this, in and of itself, this perpetual repetition of crisis mode, is wearing down our democracy, and it is dangerous in and of itself. So I'm not saying that I know for sure that our elites want us in a perpetual state of crisis. I'm just saying that when there is a crisis, unfortunately, our elites like to exploit them. And large numbers are now thrown around, monetary numbers, mind you. And Angela Merkel came out first, I assume, but I have not really followed the news from other countries. She came out a couple of days ago saying that 100 million euros should go to address the imminent needs like food, like clothing, like medication of the people who tried to flee Afghanistan. 100 million euro. And not only that, she has actually announced that this money will go straight through non-government organizations, which to me makes things worse. There are a lot of people, and I think this is why our elites go this routes, this NGO routes now all the time. There are a lot of people who say, well, if it's not the state, then it's harmless. I mean, this is the appeal to our libertarian underpinning many of us have, including me. But if it's conducted in the name of the government, with the money of the government, and it's basically the government, and it's no longer a non-governmental organization. And I don't really like to see 100 million euro being handed over to certain do-gooders. I would rather see, I just suggest as an alternative that this money would go into the funds of the military, and I would know where they are bringing the blankets to, where they are dishing out the soup or whatever to help those who are in dire need. Because, public organizations, truly state organizations, have some level of accountability that NGOs do not. And so I think what we are going to see is probably money laundering and not so much actually addressing the imminent needs of people who are desperate right now. The media is showing all these crying children, and meanwhile, money disappears in the hands of certain people. And it is not just 100 million, because now she has just come out to announce that 500 million will be sent. And this has not been specified so far. She's going to specify that, I think, in a couple of days. Yet it is in addition to the 100 million that she had announced previously. And not only that, the European Union has also announced that they will facilitate 200 million euro. So all of this money is likely to go into the troves of the non-government organizations. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of this money actually goes again into activism, and not into distributing clothes or whatever they promised to do. I'm pretty sure that all these activists, at least the high ups, they have a swell life. They run around in business suits every day and so on, and they are not ripping their hearts out to help others. So we are. Sum this up. We are talking about 800 million euro, 800 million euro being handed over to NGOs, either through Angela Merkel's direct contacts, or through the European Union, through her best friend Ursula von der Leyen, one of her best friends, Ursula von der Leyen. So under her direct control or her indirect control, we see these 800 million euro. And this is just the start. And I just hope you also watch out what your government does, because I think this asylum this asylum policy is an industry, has become an industry in and of itself, and we cannot have millions and millions of people come over to the Western world. I want them to go out of Afghanistan if they are actually different from the Taliban, but out of Afghanistan does not mean into the Western world. This is also a humanitarian approach, by the way, because many of these people have closer languages to the languages spoken in the area. They have skill sets that are more adaptable to a farming or a shepherding society, let's say in Pakistan, let's say in India. And they can lead happier lives than resettling them into golden cages where they are unhappy, where they are unfulfilled in the Western world, where they don't know what to do with their lives. And you better watch out what your government does. I assume it does similar things, and you should pay attention to it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.